Hi everyone, I'm Penny from Our Crazy Adventures in AutismLand.com, and today I am going to speak with you about 5 tips on homeschooling your child with autism. So it's very easy to homeschool your child with autism. Lots of people think it's super tough, but it really isn't. Tip number 1 is to know their developmental level. Lots of times kids with autism, ADHD, things like that, their executive functioning is about, studies have shown, about 30% behind their peers. So for example, my son Logan is now 20. His developmental age is about 13 to 14. It's always been about the same age as his sister, who is 5 years younger than him. So I teach to his developmental age, which means that I teach like he's 13 or 14. So he's going into 6th or 7th grade is what we're working on. So it's important to know their developmental age and level and work there. Now, the caveat is that they may be on different levels for different things. Logan is a math whiz, but he's not quite a writing whiz. So he is in high school math, so he's doing algebra, geometry, things like that. But on writing, he's still, beginning middle school. So you just have to know their level and you have to teach to that level. That's why a lot of times out of the box curriculums aren't going to work for special needs children, because their levels are so different all the way around. Number 2, find out how they learn best. Most kids with autism they think in pictures, so they're very hands-on, very visual. Both my typical child and my child with autism, Logan, think they're visual like their mom, like me. So we do lots of hands-on, they have to see it, they have to feel it, they have to, we watch movies, we take lots of field trips. Don't discount, we play games. Don't discount all that as they're not learning, because they really are. Those are perfect opportunities for them to learn. However, if your curriculum's not working, please, 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 please stop it, no matter where you are in the year, because if they're not learning the way you're teaching, then you have to change the way you're teaching, because you can't pound a square peg into a round hole. And lots of times our kids with autism are square pegs, so they're not going to fit in the hole, in the round hole. So a lot of it is trial and error. We have tried many math programs. We have tried, many different programs, and have had to stop and try something else. So don't get married to a curriculum, and just sort of do some trial and error there and figure out the way they learn best, because they're going to learn more by working at their level, and they're going to learn more by teaching to how they learn the best. So always include therapies as part of their learning process. They spend a lot of time on therapies, speech therapy, OT, physical therapy, all of that, social skills training. All of that counts here in Autism Land as part of Logan's homeschooling. He works hard at those. He works really hard at those. So I feel like if you work that hard at those, you should get some credit for it. So when you're planning out your homeschool day, it's okay to say he read a book in speech, so that's our reading for the day. Or, you're going to go to occupational therapy and he's going to work on writing some sentences and things like that. So it's okay to make that writing for the day. There's no need to double up. So sort of use the different therapies if you're doing them in centers as part of your homeschooling time. But even if you're doing them at home, we do a lot of DIY therapies here in Autism Land. I just sort of incorporate his homeschool subjects into his therapies so that we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Take lots and lots and lots of mental breaks. We call them brain breaks here in Autism Land. After like 10 or 15 minutes, even now that he's older, after 15, 20 minutes tops, he gets to get up, he gets to walk around, he gets to get a drink, just sort of stretch and kind of move around. Always the sit down work comes, and then something physical comes, because it's just a great way for them to sort of reset their bodies. He doesn't have to do it sitting at the table. He he's done his math hanging upside down in his chair. We do reading on the trampoline. You really have to think outside the box, but remember that you just have to it may take all day to get 2 hours of schoolwork done, but that's okay. So take lots of those little breaks, make the lessons short, sweet, to the point. And then the final tip for you is probably the most important one. Relationship trumps academics every single time. Never is my relationship with, never are academics, excuse me, I almost said that backwards. Never is his academic success more important than my relationship with Logan. So if we're on the point of tears, either him or I, for math or science or whatever, then we just stop and we come back another day. That's the beauty of homeschooling. You can always come back to that subject when everybody's sort of calmed down and de-stressed, because you want your child to trust you, that you're going to push him just a little bit past his comfort level, but not so far past that you're gonna frustrate him. So trust is a big deal when you're homeschooling autism or any special needs. So your motto should always be that relationship trumps academics. So those are my 5 tips for homeschooling autism. You can find me over at ourcrazyadventuresinautismland.com, and thanks for watching.